Commander Zexhai of the Valorian hegemony stood on the bridge of the flagship Eternal Dominance, his forearms crossed in satisfaction as he gazed upon the blue-green marble suspended in the void. Earth, primitive, defenseless, and utterly silent. "Still no response to our ultimatum?" he inquired, his translator rendering his clicks and whistles into the common galactic tongue. "None, Commander," replied his communications officer. 48 hours have passed. Their pathetic radio waves carry only entertainment broadcasts and what appears to be primitive music. The bridge erupted in the Valorian equivalent of laughter, a series of harmonic squeaks. Zexhai had conquered 17 species in his career, and humans appeared to be the most laughably unprepared he'd ever encountered. No orbital defense platforms, no energy shields protecting their cities. No response fleets rising to meet his armada of 300 warships. "Perhaps they're too frightened to even acknowledge us," suggested his tactical officer, manipulating a holographic display with her tentacles. "The scans show their technology is barely spacefaring. Chemical rockets, primitive satellites, and what looks like projectile weapons." "Projectile weapons," Zexhai mused, his mandibles clicking with amusement. "How quaint. Their ancestors probably threw rocks at predators." He turned to address the bridge crew. "Prepare the demonstration. Strike. Let's vaporize one of their smaller continents. What do they call it? Australia? That should motivate the survivors to surrender properly." As the order spread throughout the fleet, weapon systems hummed to life. Particle cannons that could crack moons swiveled toward their target. The humans would learn, as all species did, that resistance to the hegemony was futile. But as the targeting computers locked onto the southern continent, something peculiar appeared on the long-range sensors. "Commander," the sensor operator's voice carried an odd note. "I'm detecting anomalies." "Explain." "Ships, sir. Hundreds of them, rising from behind their moon." Zexhai's confidence wavered slightly. The initial scans had shown no significant space presence. "Show me." The main display flickered, revealing a sight that made the bridge fall silent. Ship after ship emerged from behind Luna's bulk, sleek vessels of unknown configuration, their hulls absorbing light like hungry shadows. They moved with predatory grace, forming attack formations that spoke of military doctrine far more sophisticated than anything the surface scans had suggested. "Where did they come from?" Zexhai demanded. "Unknown, sir. They're using some kind of stealth technology we've never encountered. Our sensors are having difficulty getting solid readings, but preliminary estimates suggest 3,000 vessels." 3,000. The number hit Zexhai like a physical blow. His fleet was powerful, but they were outnumbered 10 to 1. "Impossible. Our intelligence networks span the galaxy. No species develops advanced spacefaring capability without someone noticing." His communications officer suddenly straightened. "Sir, we're receiving a transmission. It's coming from the planet." "Put it through." The speakers crackled, and then a voice emerged. Calm, measured, carrying the weight of absolute authority. It spoke in perfect galactic common. "Valorian fleet, this is Admiral Sarah Chen of the Terran Defense Force. You have violated sovereign space and threatened genocide against our people. You have 60 seconds to power down your weapons and surrender, or we will interpret your presence as an act of war." The bridge exploded into panicked chatter. Zexhai silenced them with a gesture, his mind reeling. Perfect galactic common? Impossible. The humans shouldn't even know it existed. "This is Commander Zexhai of the hegemony. Your threats are meaningless, primitive. We have conquered civilizations 1,000 times more advanced than your 50 seconds, the human interrupted coldly. Zexhai's tactical officer was frantically updating her displays. "Sir, more ships are decloaking. They're everywhere. Asteroid belt, outer planets, even some that appear to have been hiding in our sensor shadows. Conservative estimate now exceeds 10,000 vessels. 10,000 ships that had remained perfectly hidden until this moment." Zexhai felt something he hadn't experienced in decades. Fear. "How?" he whispered. 40 seconds, came the human's voice again. "Commander Zexhai, you seem confused. Allow me to enlighten you. Humanity has been aware of galactic civilization for over 2 centuries. We've been watching, learning, preparing. Did you think we were content to remain on one world forever? The display now showed the true scope of the human fleet. Massive dreadnoughts that dwarfed even Valorian capital ships. Sleek destroyers, moving in perfect coordination. And something else. Structures that defied classification, geometries that hurt to look at directly. 20 seconds. I should mention, Commander, that the hegemony isn't our first encounter with would-be conquerors. Ask the Melody Empire about the Battle of Proxima. Oh wait, you can't. They don't exist anymore. Zexhi's legs nearly buckled. The Melody Empire had vanished 3 years ago. An entire galactic power, simply gone. No distress calls, no refugees, no debris fields. Intelligence had assumed they'd been consumed by some cosmic phenomenon. 10 seconds. Choose wisely, Commander. Surrender, and your crews live to see their home worlds again. Fight, and join the long list of those who underestimated humanity's commitment to protecting our own. Zexhi looked around his bridge at faces filled with terror. His weapons officer was openly shaking. The communications officer had begun broadcasting surrender codes without orders. 5. The human fleet had not moved from their positions, yet somehow their presence filled space like a physical weight. 4. Zexhi thought of his family on Valoria Prime, of the millions of lives under his command. 3. The display showed targeting locks from 1,000 human vessels painting his flagship. 2. Pride warred with survival instinct. Pride lost. We surrender, Zexhi croaked into his communicator. The silence that followed stretched for an eternity before Admiral Chen's voice returned, somehow conveying both satisfaction and disappointment. Wise choice, Commander. Please note for your records, Earth does not negotiate with terrorists, slavers, or genocidal empires. We end them. Today, you learned why the galaxy has been so quiet lately. Stand down your weapons and prepare to be escorted out of our territory. Next time you feel like conquering a primitive species, remember that silence doesn't mean defenselessness. As Valorian weapons powered down across 300 vessels, Zexhi finally understood the truth that would soon spread across what remained of the galaxy. Humanity's silence had never been weakness. It had been the calm before the storm.